Ravi was a first-year college student. He had just joined a big university in a small town. Like many students, he was staying in the hostel. The building was old but strong. It had 4 floors and long hallways. Students said it used to be a hospital many years ago. Ravi was given a room on the 3rd floor. It was room number 309. His roommate, Amit, was friendly and funny. They became good friends quickly. Hostel life was exciting. Students stayed up late, played games, and shared food. Everything seemed fine until something strange started happening. One night, Ravi woke up to a soft whisper. It sounded like a woman crying. He sat up and looked around. Amit was fast asleep. The sound was coming from outside the room. Curious, Ravi opened the door and looked into the hallway. It was empty. The crying stopped. Thinking it was his imagination, Ravi went back to sleep. The next night, the same thing happened. This time, the crying was louder and closer. Ravi shook Amit awake. "Do you hear that?" he asked. Amit rubbed his eyes. "Hear what?" "The crying," Ravi said. "It's right outside." They both went to the door and opened it. The hallway was dark. Only one light flickered at the far end. There was no one there. Suddenly, they heard footsteps, slow and heavy. The sound echoed through the hall. Then it stopped. "Who's there?" Amit called out. No answer. They quickly shut the door and locked it. The next morning, they told their friends about it. Some laughed. Some looked serious. "There's a story about this hostel," said Mohan, a senior student. "Long ago, when this was a hospital, there was a nurse named Kamini. She was kind, but one day a fire broke out on the 3rd floor. Many patients died, and Kamini too. People say her ghost still walks the halls at night." Ravi and Amit felt a chill run down their spines. That night, they decided to stay up and see if the ghost was real. They kept the lights off and sat quietly. At 2 a.m., the crying started again. It was louder than before. Then came the footsteps. This time, the door creaked open on its own, even though it was locked. A cold wind rushed into the room. Standing at the door was a woman in a white nurse's dress. Her face was pale and her eyes were empty. Her mouth opened, but no words came out, only the sound of crying. Amit screamed. Ravi grabbed his phone and turned on the flashlight. The light hit the woman, and she vanished. They ran out of the room and didn't stop until they reached the warden's office. The warden, Mr. Das, listened carefully. "Room 309, he said. "I told the office not to assign that room again." "What do you mean?" Ravi asked. Mr. Das sighed. "You're not the first. Every student who stayed in that room complained of strange things. Some got sick, some left the hostel. That room, it's cursed." The boys were moved to another room the next day. Room 309 was locked forever. But the story didn't end there. 1 week later, a new student named Arjun arrived. He had missed the first few weeks of college. There were no rooms left, except one. "Yes," the hostel office told him, "room 309 is available." 1 month later, Ravi and Amit were walking to class when they saw a group of students gathered near the hostel. "What's going on?" Ravi asked. "Something happened in room 309, a student replied. They pushed through the crowd. 2 policemen were coming out of the hostel. Behind them, on a stretcher, was Arjun, his eyes wide open in terror. He wasn't moving. "He's alive," said one officer, "but he won't speak, just keeps crying and shaking." Later, the warden came to the class to speak. "I want everyone to know," he said. "Room 309 is sealed. No one will ever stay there again. Some things cannot be explained. Respect the stories, and never take the warnings lightly." Since that day, no one ever talked about room 309 again. But at night, when the hostel was quiet and the halls were empty, some students said they could still hear the soft crying of a woman, searching, weeping, and never finding peace. Ria was excited to start college. She got admission to a famous girls' college in the hills. It was her first time living away from home. She reached the hostel on a cold Sunday evening. The building looked old, but the surroundings were beautiful. Trees, flowers, and birds made it feel like a peaceful place. She was given room 213, a single room on the 2nd floor. Most girls stayed with roommates, but Ria liked being alone. The room was quiet, had a wooden bed, a small study table, and a big mirror fixed to the wall. At first, everything was normal. She made friends, joined classes, and got used to hostel food. But after a week, strange things began to happen. It started with the mirror. One night, Ria was brushing her hair in front of the mirror when she noticed something strange. In the reflection, her bed looked messy, but when she turned around, it was perfectly made. She blinked, thinking her eyes were tired. The next night, she saw something worse. As she looked in the mirror, she saw another girl standing behind her, a girl with long black hair, pale skin, and dark, empty eyes. Ria spun around in fear. No one was there. She looked back at the mirror. The girl was gone. Ria rushed out of the room and spent the night in her friend Mira's room. "You look like you saw a ghost," Mira said. Ria told her what happened. Mira frowned. "That room is old. It used to be locked for years. Then last year a girl named Kavya stayed there, but she left suddenly. No one knows why." The next day, Ria went to the warden, Mrs. Sharma. She explained everything. "You're imagining things," Mrs. Sharma said. "College stress can do that. If something happens again, come tell me." Ria returned to her room, scared but unsure. She decided to cover the mirror with a cloth. That night, she woke up to a strange sound, knocking. It was soft but steady. Knock, knock, knock. It was coming from inside her room. She turned on the light, but then she saw the cloth had fallen off the mirror, and in the reflection, the girl was back. This time, she was smiling. Ria screamed. The girl in the mirror raised her hand and pointed at Ria. Her mouth moved slowly, forming one word, "Stay." Ria ran out of the room again. Mira and a few other girls comforted her. "This isn't your imagination," said Anjali, a final-year student. "I've heard stories about room 213. Years ago, a girl died there. She was bullied badly and took her own life. People say her spirit is trapped in the mirror." "I want to change rooms," Ria said, but the hostel was full. There were no free rooms. "I'll sleep in your room," Mira said. "We'll face this together." That night, the two girls covered the mirror again and kept a small lamp on. But at midnight, the lamp went off by itself. The room turned cold. The mirror cloth flew off like a gust of wind had pulled it. The mirror glowed slightly. The girl was there again. This time she looked sad, not scared. A tear rolled down her cheek. Her lips moved again. "Help me." Mira whispered, "She's trapped. Maybe she doesn't want to harm you." They decided to find out more. The next day, they went to the college library. In old records, they found a name, Rashmi Verma. She stayed in room 213 10 years ago. She died by suicide after being bullied by seniors. No one was punished. Ria and Mira went to the warden again and showed her the records. Mrs. Sharma looked shocked. I was new at that time. I didn't know the full story." "We need to help her," Ria said. With permission, they held a small prayer in the room. A local priest came, lit incense, and prayed for Rashmi's soul to be free. He placed holy water on the mirror and said, "This spirit wants peace. She is not evil, only lost." After that day, everything changed. The room felt lighter. The coldness disappeared. The mirror no longer showed strange. Ria stayed in the room for the rest of the year, and nothing scary happened again. Sometimes she still thought of Rashmi. She would say a small prayer before sleeping. "I hope she found peace," she told Mira one night. "I think she did," Mira said. "And maybe she was just waiting for someone to care."